Hi everyone. In this video, I'd like to talk about kinetic energy. I'd like to talk about what we mean by kinetic energy, and I'd also like to talk about different ways in which kinetic energy can be useful to us. But first, what have we already said about energy? Energy is the ability to do work. Energy is conserved. It cannot be created or destroyed. Energy can be transferred from place to place or from object to object. And energy can be transformed from one type to another. Now with kinetic energy, we're most interested in this one. Energy can be transferred from place to place or from object to object. When we speak about kinetic energy, we're talking about that energy which is related to motion or to movement. Most often when we think about kinetic energy, we think about moving objects. And here we see a car moving quite quickly down the road. It has kinetic energy. But movement energy can also be thought of as the movement of electricity over long distances. From a power plant to our homes, energy moves long distances. From where we find our energy reserves to where we need to use the energy in our households. Waves are a type of movement energy. Waves move energy over long distances. Sound waves can move energy from a guitar to your ears in the audience. Light waves move energy 150 million kilometers from the sun to the earth. A lot of the energy we enjoy here on the earth comes from the sun. When we talk about kinetic energy, we could be talking about energy moving as waves. Water waves can move long distances across an ocean where they could do work on our coastlines, damaging our coastlines, weathering our coastlines and eroding away the soil. The energy might be received by the water at some distant origin, all the way out in the middle of the ocean. Maybe there's a storm, and then the waves travel, move across the ocean to come to our coastlines and do work. Another type of kinetic energy is heat. Heat can move energy from one place to another through conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction and convection are involved in moving energy through a medium, moving it through a medium. Radiation involves energy moving across a space. Kinetic energy can be very useful to us. The kinetic energy in the wind can be useful for generating electricity. Wind is moving air. We can capture this moving air, or at least tap into the energy of the moving air with wind turbines to generate electricity. Kinetic energy can be very useful for cleaning up of engine parts. We can use a sand blaster where the kinetic energy given to tiny grains is used to strip rust off of engine parts or from the outside of a rusty vehicle, an older vehicle. The kinetic energy in a wrecking ball can help us to demolish a house. Or maybe in your woodwork classes, you've seen a wood lathe. The kinetic energy given to the wood in the wood lathe helps to do work on the wood, as we can turn the wood into beautiful furniture. When we think about waves, another use of kinetic energy is sonar. Sound waves are a type of kinetic energy that can help animals, ships and submarines to hunt or to navigate. The energy moves out and then is reflected off of some material, and it gives whoever sent the energy, it might be a bat, a dolphin or a boat or a submarine, an indication of how far away that object is. Electricity can move energy long distances between where we find our energy resources and where we use the energy in our homes. We find the energy resource of coal in Collie, a long way away from our homes here in Perth. That energy can be transformed, chemical potential energy in the coal can be transformed into electrical energy, which is then moved long distances really quite quickly here to Perth and then used in our homes. So kinetic energy is all about motion. Usually when we talk about kinetic energy though, we're talking about the motion of objects. In my next video, I want to talk about moving objects. I want to talk about the kinetic energy of moving objects. And I want to describe how the speed of a moving object is related to its energy and how the mass of a moving object is related to its energy. Because both speed and mass are important when talking about kinetic energy of moving objects.